Not getting overheads.
That's about where I normally have that trim.
So we're here at NRG Studios and we're showcasing the mics, and so far the results sound great. They're replications of the originals and they sound very open and full sound. So then we start with the KA-47 on the kick drum. Sometimes I usually put one inside, but in this situation we had limited mics, so I just put the 47 on the out. Sounds great. Actually, I was surprised how much it handles the sound pressure, and the low end sounds great. And then on the snare, we used the KA-87. I put a pad on it, and it sounded great, very open, nice high end. And then also on the other toms, so both toms have the 87, all two toms and snare had the 87s. And then on the overheads, I used the KA-47s, and I put them through a Telefunken V72 mic pre, and they sound amazing. Didn't do any EQ on it. Just maybe a touch of an ITI just to have a little bit top end air, like a really high frequency, like about 15K. And then I had like a super compressed, the KA-800 and 1176, squashed it, it sounded good. And then on the far rooms, we had the KA-251s over here. And I put those through a Fairchild 670 and through the Neve, and they sound really nice. And that was it for the drums. And then moving over to the bass, I used the KA-47, going through a Neve with a Neve 2254 compressor. And we had the old SVT Ampeg. That's it for the bass. Moving over to the piano, we had just a pair of KA-251s, and I put some compression. I put an EMI compressor on it, so it kind of squashed them. I liked the way it sounded, so they weren't really, I didn't put many EQ on it, so they sounded nice. Oh, and then for the guitars we had, mostly was the KA-87, which sounded really good. And I didn't even have a pad on it. Was able to take the sound pressure level. We weren't cranking it too hard. And I ran that through a Neve and just had a 160 on it to control some of the transients. So just to recap the recording, my experience with these mics, I thought they were, as soon as I put up the overheads, I was like, wow, okay, no surprises. They sounded very close to actual 47. Very open, very warm. They sounded like a high quality mic, so I was impressed. And the same with the 87, sound amazing on the tom. And 800 sound really good, although we just used it for a room. I like to hear it on the vocal at one point. And the 251s are very nice too. They had like 4 revisions, so I'm not sure which revision we used, but one sounded better than the other. I really liked it. But overall, I was very happy with the experience. I'd highly recommend.